Welcome to Real Talk, Real Women. My name is Miriam Khalladi, and today we have the founder of Star PR Las Vegas, a PR agency specializing in combat sports, and the former longtime head of the PR for the Ultimate Fighting Championship, Jen Wenk, on the show. Welcome, Jen. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it very much.
You're most welcome. So tell us, Jen, how did you get interested in combat sport?
It's a very good question. It's a little bit of a long story, but to sum it up, basically, I've always loved fighting. Even it's one of my earliest memories was loving combat sports, full contact sports. Always loved fighting. Always loved boxing. Always loved football, and I just followed my passion, and I was always interested in it, and my PR background is in government and television. And a colleague of mine that I worked with when I was in New York working for CBS as a publicist knew a guy at the UFC. And they were looking for a PR person, and he sent them my way. So I didn't know much about the UFC at the time. I was still kind of a kickboxing, K1, and boxing fan. But I went for the interview, and I interviewed with Dana, and he just blew me away. His charisma, his enthusiasm, and his vision for the company was overwhelming. And I walked away from that interview wanting that job, and I made sure I got it. And so that was 1995, or no, I'm sorry, forgive me, that was 2005. That was right after the first episode of The Ultimate Fighter, right after Forrest Griffin versus Stephen Bonner, and right after they closed a handshake deal with Spike TV. So they needed a PR person who could hit the ground running, and they chose me.
Amazing. And you have an impressive track record as an accredited public relations specialist. What has been your most unexpected experience this far?
Wow. Honestly, I wasn't prepared for this success. It was completely unexpected. I think in life, success is this thing that you think always eludes you, and it's always something that you have to chase. And I kind of grew up with that same mindset, and it's hard to define what success is. It means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. I've found success, and it was very surprising because I really didn't expect to ever have it. And for me, success is a very simple definition. It's my family, having my son, who's incredible, having a job in a field that I have so much passion for, and at the same time, actually providing me with quality of life. So for me, that's success. And I'm doing it all on my own terms and without having to compromise any of my values or beliefs. So for me, that was the most surprising thing, because it's a very difficult world out there. And, it's just something that you feel you just have to constantly go after and go after and go after. And, am I there yet? And for me, it's a very clear I'm here. I did it. I'm successful. Hopefully I can stay this way.
Great. And I'm sure health counts as well.
Exactly, of course. I mean, that's the common denominator, right?
Yeah, right. I've spoken about the media with a lot of my guests, especially about how they deal with negativity. What advice could you give in regards to handling negative press as a PR expert to people who are watching?
That's a great question. And, it's always difficult dealing with the press, because it's their job. It's their job to find things that other people haven't seen. And unfortunately, a lot of those angles are going to come from a negative point. And my advice is twofold. First, flip it around so that you're answering the question in a positive way. All right? And two, be honest. Honesty will set you free. It truly is true, even in public relations. And, the thing about PR, it gets a bad reputation sometimes, because people think that PR people we're spin doctors, and that we're covering up the truth, or somehow trying to, wrap it with a bow and present it as something that it's not. I don't practice PR that way. And all of my colleagues in my profession don't practice PR that way. PR has become a very highly respected position. And those at the top, you have to practice honesty, because otherwise your word and your name are not going to mean anything. You can only get away with being dishonest or trying to cover something up once. And once the media find that out, it's over. So my advice is yes, the media are often going to come at you from a negative perspective or from somewhere with a negative spin. That does not mean that's the way you have to answer the question.
And what is the most valuable business lesson you've learned this far as a woman in a male-dominant industry?
That is a really good question. Hold your own. That is my best advice. Hold your own. Walk among them. That's what I do. When I sit down at a table and there's a group of men around me, I do not let it ruffle my feathers whatsoever. And, it's funny, my friends make fun of me a little bit because I have like a male mentality. I think like a man a lot. And that's just because I've been working in this industry for so long that I've kind of adopted that type of thinking. And sometimes I can be very unemotional about things, and so my advice to women is to keep that in mind. Just conduct yourself as a professional. Always keep yourself even your emotions even, and keep your head level, and you will be accepted. And work hard. Women have to work twice as hard. They really do. It's true in this day and age. But once you earn the respect of your male colleagues, they will treat you as an equal. But it's a harder road for us, for sure.
And Dana White once said that you can reach and know anyone. How important, how important is having a network in your line of work, and how do you nurture relationships with people?
He did say that. It's funny. He said I know everyone. It's true. I know everyone. Everyone knows me, and it's only because I was working with the UFC before it was anything, and so all of the people that came along to cover it, I built those relationships with them, and some of those people have moved on, and new people took over, but I've maintained those relationships through my work. I let my work speak for me. I don't really do a lot of interviews, to be honest with you. I've only done a handful since I started my business. And so I truly believe in letting your work speak for you. And that's how I maintain those relationships, because I do good work and they respect me for it, and I'm responsive. I don't put things off. I do things right away as quickly as I can, and I do it to a high quality. And so when they learn that they can depend on you, when media know that you're going to deliver, they live in such a fast deadline world now, they will reach out to you time and time again, because they know that you're going to deliver, and you're going to make them, get them their content. They're going to get their story done on time. And also, I represent a lot of powerful people, a lot of top fighters. So they reach out to me, and it's been very pleasant. So that's how I do it. I just keep working hard.
You once said that money gets you nowhere in the editorial world, and that everything you accomplish in media is earned. Can you explain that statement?
Absolutely. In public relations, you are dealing with writers, and you're dealing with with convincing people that you have something interesting for them to write about. And so you have to think like a journalist, and you have to persuade the journalist that the things that you can give them is going to end up as a good story, because otherwise they're going to send it to their editor, and the editor is going to say, this isn't any good. There's no human interest in this, and this isn't even a sport, so it dies. So you have to constantly be creative in your thinking about what new stories, new ideas that you can give to your all of your media out there that are constantly looking for stuff to write for their columns. And so it's earned. I can't pay a writer to do a story that crosses journalistic ethics, and it's completely a violation in the world of journalism. Marketing and advertising, that's perfectly acceptable. But in advertising and journalism, they're completely two different worlds, and they do not intersect. So the people at USA Today that are selling advertising don't talk to the people that are doing the actual stories. So, it's up to me. The pressure is on me to get, stories put in these publications with absolutely no leverage other than what's up here.
And I read about your crazy daily regimen, but you're also a mother. How do you stay sane and balance everything in your life?
I don't know that I do. I don't know that I stay balanced. I try hard to keep it all going. I'm very lucky. You know, my son is 10 years old now, so it's not like he's a little baby. He's pretty self-sufficient. And I call him the man of the house. You know, he helps me out a lot. And I have a very supportive mom who is helping me with my son, you know, during the school year. So when I have to travel, she comes to my rescue and, you know, keeps him on track with all of the things I've got him involved with. And, you know, my sleep schedule is, when I started my own business, that waking up in the middle of the night thing started. And now it's just kind of a routine. You know, I'll only stay awake for maybe a half hour or so. But yeah, I check my phone and I check my emails just because, you know, I'm laying there in the dark and it's like, okay, well, I may as well check my phone. And I get up early because staying healthy is really important. Staying strong is very important. One of the sayings that we had at the UFC was healthy bodies, sharp minds. And the two kind of go in sync with each other, you know. I can't be out drinking late at night because my mind, like I just said, what's up here is the core of my business. Those ideas and being able to have the energy to work hard keeps me hopefully the best of the best in this industry. So I don't know that I keep it balanced. I just keep going. I take it one day at a time.
And what do you do in terms of maintaining your health and fitness?
I lift weights and I love to run. I was a cross-country runner in high school and college. And sometimes, like on a Sunday or a Saturday, I'll go do a hot yoga class. I love Bikram yoga. It's really good for your soul. It's good for the insides of your body. And I always feel so good after doing that. And it takes a lot of time. So for me, working out, when I go to the gym, that is probably the same to me as it is to some other girl that goes to the spa or goes shopping. For me, I go to the gym and it's like I hit that pause button for a while and I can just, I'm doing something productive and doing something that's, you know, moving me forward, but it's for me. It's my time. So I love being able to work out and I try to do it every day. So some days I miss because of work, but for the most part, I try to work out at least an hour every morning.
I know one of your goals is to be the world's best public relations agency for fighting sports. What is your biggest challenge at the moment?
Time. Right now, it's time. I have a lot of work right now. I've got a lot of people asking me to do work for them right now, and it's a great problem to have. So right now, I'm trying to figure out, you know, basically whether I, you know, really go for this and build out an agency and start hiring people. Or if I just keep my client list selective and stay happy with where I'm at. You know, I have a little bit of an aggression streak in me, so I'm probably just going to go for it. My goal is to make this a 7-figure company in the next 3 years, and this is my 3rd year, so I'm kind of right on track. So we'll see what happens. My biggest challenge right now is time, and I'm trying to keep up with how quickly the sport is growing. There's a ton of opportunity out there right now.
And where can people go to learn more about you online?
Right now, they could go to my website. It's a brand new website. This great kid named Mike Rand, great professional named Mike Rand built it. It's www.jenwenk.com. And you can follow me on Twitter at jenwenk. And you can learn all about my clients there, all of the Black Zillions that I represent, and the other organizations.
Great. And I will make sure to put your links below this video.
Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. Is there anything else you would like to cover today that you feel we've missed?
A highly successful young woman who's out there supporting other women. I think that's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jen. It was an absolute pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you, Miriam. You take care.
And thank you so much for watching. My name is Miriam Khalladi, and I will see you on the next episode of Real Talk, Real Women.